Hello everyone, I'm João. We are SensiNOV because we're going to innovate sensorial analysis in the food and beverage industry. And since Pedro mentioned beer, let's start with beer. Now imagine that you're drinking a beer. Now imagine the brand of that beer. We're all thinking in different brands right now. Do you know why? Because we prefer the flavor of a brand over the other brands. And the most important aspect of the flavor are the aromatic properties of the product. You may not be aware, but the aroma contributes in over 90% to your flavor perception. The brain remembers the aroma more than it remembers visual aspects or the taste of a product. The reason is because these products, either food or beverage, they release these volatile organic compounds, which are the constituents of the aroma. These compounds are captured at the olfactory neurons on the nose that are directly linked to the limbic system on the brain. And this system is responsible for the emotions, behaviors, and most importantly, the motivations. So if you like a certain aroma in a product, you'll be more motivated to buy it again in the future. The industry knows this, and this is why aromatic consistency in food and beverage products is of so much importance, because they can hold their clients that way. But do you know how these companies control this aromatic consistency during production? They use these human sensory analysis panels. And since they're human, they are highly subjective. They are inaccurate, they are expensive, and most of all, time-consuming. Actually, the market for these human sensory analysis panels is quite huge, and considering only Europe, we're talking in about 1.3 billion euros spent per year on these panels, and the market is still growing. But do you know what happens when the panels fail? Well, the product is delivered to the market with an inconsistent aroma. And there are two situations, and 15% of those customers that try those products will never buy those products again. And here are two situations where products were delivered to the market with inconsistent aroma. It happens to Kellogg's, and they had to recall 28 million boxes of their Honey Smacks cereals. And happens to farmers earlier this year, for instance, with recalling every unit from their 39 different products, because they didn't want to lose all those 15% clients, so they choose to recall. And we're talking in about 8 million euros on average per recall in this sector. That's why some key experts in the area agree that a more convenient, more objective, and less human-dependent method for aromatic consistency analysis will be a great benefit for the industry. And that's where we come in. We have an objective, human-independent way to control this aromatic consistency in production. The technology is called the SensiBox, and it's composed by three main parts. First, we have a proprietary sample preparation system, which allows fast and customizable processing of the samples, either food or beverage. And this is important because in this process we can release the volatile organic compounds that compose the aroma. Then we have our sensitive electronic nose chip. And this chip will analyze the volatile organic compounds released in the previous phase. This will give us the aromatic profile that will then be compared to our unique reference algorithm that will reject or accept the following batches. But let me show you an example. Here, at first, we have the aromatic profile of a product. And around the graphic, we have the coded compounds. Where you see the peaks, the higher the peak, the higher the concentrations for those volatile organic compounds. In this case, this is an olive oil product, so we know there are some phenolic compounds involved. And this is what the company wants us to replicate in following batches. But let's see an example of a following batch with the red line. As you can see, the difference from the red to the blue line is slightly different. It's within the threshold of acceptance. So this batch will be acceptable. But here you have a case where the concentrations were lower than the reference profile. And you can see there a clear peak that's not supposed to be there. There's a compound that was not supposed to be there. So SensiBox will immediately reject this product, and it will save the company a lot of money. Let me tell you how the service will work. So SensiNOV will send us their, so the company will send us their perfect product, and we, SensiNOV, will set the SensiBox to analyze this product with the most customizable and sensitive way. Then the customer can choose two different business models. They may choose the SensiBox remote, where they send us the samples, and we analyze them at the headquarters, and then immediately send them the results. Then we have the SensiBox dynamic, where we place a SensiBox model on the production line of the customer to dynamically analyze the samples. These will provide quick results, such as accept batch, reject batch, and we'll be having a constant control over the box since it's constantly connected online. These both will be subscription-based services with an annual fee involved and additional costs per sample. At the end, we'll provide a more sensitive, objective, safer, and more faster analysis than the competition. But the most important aspect is that we can enter the market at the end of the first year. The SensiBox remote is almost ready at now. We just take 1 year to get it to the market, and this will get us enough revenue to wait for the SensiBox dynamic, which will take another year to enter the market. But now let me show you the roadmap, and we're perfectly aware of all the tasks that we need to perform to reach the market at the end of the first year, and then scale up the business as we go. We're currently in the validation and scale-up phase, and we're already in contact with some companies to start this process. And we shall have, at the end of the week, maybe another company. Now, let me show you our financial projections. We expect to reach break-even at 2021, and at 2024, we expect to reach 20 million euros of total revenues. For this, we ask a total investment of 2.1 million euros that should be paid back in 3 years. Now let me show you the team that's going to do it. With myself, André, and Inês, we have a lot of combined experience in managing scientific projects, mostly related with volatilomics and volatile organic compounds. We have a production team composed by Francisca and Pedro. They're nutritionists, and they know a lot about the SensiBox. And we have the help from Sofia, Rui, and Paulo from Porto Business School. They're helping us with the business. So, wrapping up, SensiNOV will provide the optimized, sensitive, objective aroma analysis that the companies need to deliver a more consistent aromatic product. But never forget that consistent aroma will provide you consistent sales. Thank you very much.